What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Once again, stuffed, but ready to go. And for some reason, I don't know what in the world. Where's my peoples? Don't forget to hit the like button. Coming through the door would be appreciative. Thank you. Please hit the like button, sir. On your way in, this is a live chat. So if you're watching this later, this is probably why. Please hit that like button coming through the door so that people know that you're real and you're not a bot. And don't forget to always check to make sure that you're subscribed and you're getting your notifications and you're selected to all. That way you can get all notifications when they're sent out. Now, yes, we're trying to send out a feed. Alrighty. Had to send a link out to the people. We're back. Now let's get into it. There was a conference call with the NBA commissioner and the players union, and they had some of the NBA players show up in a stream. What they do that Zoom thing. So definitely this has become something that has been a regular with the league itself. Okay, people are trying to get in here. People's like, I'm trying to get in. As the notifications going out, they're going out now. So anyhow, yeah, I was typing, trying to let them know that the notifications out, the video's out. You know, let's get on with it. So anyway, they put in a call, and on the call, the NBA is telling them what the plan is. By June 1st, they are looking to conclude this NBA season. But here's the problem that people are having. They don't want to go into an NBA season, play it, and then have a very short turnaround to come back for the next season. You know, they talking about bringing the season, starting it in December. So they say, look, we finished the season off, and then you guys won't have to come back to December. So in December, then you get to come back, and that'll be that. And now they saying some of the teams will be in Florida, some of the teams will be in Vegas. The Lakers, Clippers, Golden State, all the California teams will be playing in Vegas. Most of the Eastern Conference games will be played in Orlando. Now, during this call, they want to limit. What they want to do is limit the amount of teams travel. You know, a lot of people going on planes back and forth. They want to have all the people on the West Coast who got to play the East Coast They're trying to see how they're going to move certain teams over in certain areas. But they want all the California teams basically to stay near Nevada, where that's close to them. So, and players is like, well, what if we got to play a Eastern Conference team and they're in Orlando? That's still a plane flight, So some players, they are very adamant about not coming back. They just like, look, let's start next season. Let's try to do that when we can get fans back in there, because it's too risky right now. For right now, Summer League is postponed until further notice. Well, here's the biggest issue that the players are having. Now, right now, they just opened up voluntary workouts. And some of the owners are trying to press some of the players into returning on the court right now in play. These are voluntary workouts. The word voluntary is in the front. So that means it's their option to do it if they want. Some players don't want to come in, and they're trying to force people to come in. So the owners is like, look, we really need you to come in. And the commissioner said that's not legal. They can't do that. And he's going to talk to the owners to make sure they understand that trying to talk players into coming in is against the violation of the player union's agreement. It's voluntary. If they want to come in, they'll come in. But that's not for you to do. Hit that like button. Well, the problem that always exists in a situation such as this is when you have a situation in which, let's say, there's a virus here, which it is, and you're concerned about your family. Your family's not famous. You might be famous, but your family isn't. Your cousins, it's always that one player who's famous. So they can get sick. Nobody's gonna really care about them, but the player does. That's their family. They're nervous. They're reading the things they see on TV. Well, exactly. But we got to look at it from both sides. That's why I'm reading your comments. No, he was heard this time by the commissioner. What's up, Roger Brown? Well, see, the thing is simple. It's players they want to be assured they're safe. And there's no insurances that they'll be safe. Which is dangerous. Well, that's the thing. The parents want, not the parents, but the players they want the NBA to assure them that they will be safe, like I just said. But the NBA is trying to tell them, look, there's no insurances in life. There's no insurances in anything. But we're making it as safe as possible, and they're gonna get as much testing as possible because you cannot return without having testing for these players. So you got to have a lot of tests before you even get started and have a lot of tests available once it do start. They're thinking of doing the playoffs with no fans. That's how nervous they are. But what they don't want is something to happen during this trial. They don't want something to happen during this trial. And once this trial hits, I mean, not this trial, but when I mean trial, I mean like this trial period. Doing this like run. They don't want anything to happen to where it will destroy or set them back starting again in December. Like you having players get sick, too many players get sick, and they just got to cancel it anyway. Now you've caused a huge set of events. It's a huge set of events that would transpire. No, they're starting in Christmas, on Christmas Day. The new season will start on Christmas Day. There's no more starting in October. That's out. %. They're starting on Christmas Day. That'll be the opening day of the season. No more of this starting in November. So the new season's gonna start in December. So they're like, look, let's just cancel it now and just come back. LeBron don't want that. And that's pretty bold of him to come out and say, we gonna finish the season. And he's speaking for the NBA. That was pretty arrogant of him to make that statement. Well, this one I can't really blame on Adam Silver. I can't blame him for for the whole pandemic. So all I could tell you is what I could tell you. Man, it's a lot of different things transpiring. That's why. As I'm giving you this update, there's a lot of new news that's coming out. The NBA season is like this. And don't forget to hit the like button, people. They want to single out James Harden to make it like he's the only one. He is not the only one. You talking about Sino, you lacking. What is you talking about? Would I be an analyst for the NBA? Nah. Would I be the commissioner for the NBA? Absolutely. I would take that job. I'll be my first act as commissioner as I'm rolling back the rules to 1990. LeBron throws an elbow above the shoulders, it will be an offensive foul. If LeBron shoves off, that is called an offensive foul. They be like, just LeBron? Well, if anybody does it, it is. But he does it all the time, so he better learn how to play basketball by tomorrow. Because it's a whole new rules change. The game is on, baby. Yeah, but no one thinks nothing about UFC as being a sport. Sorry. Nobody does. Like they are like they tried to act like that meant something because they rushed back. Like, we're the first sport back. It's like, no one cares, dude. No one cares. You needed to come back. Don't act like you did it for the people. No, you really needed to come back. Y'all missed 3 shows. Y'all got to shut down the tent. That's right. Wrestling never left. They were viewed an essential comedy. All I know is why Skip and the other analysts saying basketball in the 1980s was like football? Because you were not allowed to come down the lanes. If you came down that lane, they reminded you. Boof! Yeah, knock you out. Players used to fight. They called double techs. Nobody was thrown out of a game. Barely even an inconvenience. That's just how the game was played back then. Yeah, arch rivals. I was the king of that game. Woo! I could drop you off from 3 almost half court, stick you and get the ball right back. Grab it again, shoot the 3. Mm. Now, no, I don't believe that. Don't believe it for 1 second. You see, the NBA always made small adjusted rule changes because that's why they have the rules committee. Like they made the 3-point line, they pulled it up some to make it closer. Then they realized, okay, let's move it back. It's getting too easy. Guys are hitting threes. So then they moved the 3-point line back. So during Michael Jordan's era, they moved the 3-point line up some. Then they moved it back. Now they're talking about next season moving the 3-point line back further or trying to bring in a 4-point shot. It's like, what do you mean? They already have the 4-point shot. Now it's turning into an MTV Rock and Jock. That's the design of the couch. It's not fading. This is how it is. It's the material. It's like rust material, but I don't know. I guess you don't know. Anyway, no, that the rule change came in and it threw a lot of people off at that time because what they did is Michael Jordan shot a very high percentage because they moved the 3 up to more like a college 3-point shot. Then they moved the 3-point back like a couple years later. They was like, we made a mistake. What they wanted to do is entice more people to shoot threes to increase the scoring. So now what they did was unclog the lanes. Now it's illegal for you to clog the lanes the way that, the East used to do it and the way the 90s Bulls were getting away with doing it. The 1998 Chicago Bulls basically cheated every game they played. They were in illegal defense probably 90% of the games. And the only time it was pointed out, I believe, was the probably was the Utah Jazz game. The game 6, I think. I think game 6 against Utah. It was pointed out by Jerry Sloan when they had the game 6 movie. I think you saw it, a lot of it there too. I could be wrong. But Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls got away with being illegal. and they'll get caught not guarding someone. And someone will just be in the lane camping out and they're not guarding somebody. And then they'll switch it, and then that person will just get away and get away with not guarding anybody. And that was considered to be illegal based on the new rules that they set in the NBA. So the new illegal defense that they put in there and defensive 3 seconds. First, they used to have offensive 3 seconds. Now you got like defensive 3 seconds. It's entirely goofy rules that they change each year because they know no one's gonna focus on the rules, and they go through the rules committee. Well, the Bulls did it their entire like the whole run that they got away with doing that. So they wanted to unclog the lanes. So they did it. You're no fan of the new NBA. A lot of former NBA players are not because these guys are paid a lot of money and they're not living up to what they're supposed to be doing. Meaning that there are a lot of NBA players that are drafted. Like, how many people remember who was drafted last year? Zion, Ja Morant, Barrett, and that's about it. This new draft that's coming up, nobody remembers anybody that's coming out besides LaMelo Ball. That's it. I never I never looked at it like that. My thing was always to be consistent. And what I mean by that is if you're gonna be consistent, meaning that if you call it one way, you gotta call it the other way. Well, that's what I always say to people. That's what I always say to people all the time. It's like, what are you trying to get out of it? Are you entertained? If you're entertained and you like it, then it's for you. But in the end, it's going to hurt your team. I mean, it's going to hurt your game because the NBA is trying to cater to people who's never liked it or never watched the sport because they're thinking dollars. So they're pouring all these marketing dollars into, okay, let's get all these marketing dollars together and market in places that play cricket. Just because it's an untapped resource of revenue. Now we got all these countries. There was in what, 40 countries, now it's in like 80 countries or 100 countries. It's like the NBA is growing. Yeah, but the product on the court is not great. You're having players play longer. And what's that saying for your new talent that's coming in? You see, you have one of those drafts like you did with the draft that brought in Lonzo Ball, that draft. You have one of those drafts probably every 10 years. The last time they had a draft like that, you had LeBron, Carmelo, and you had Dwayne Wade in that draft. You had a lot more in that draft, but look how long ago it's been since that draft. You talking about Carlos Boozer and Gasquez and Mo Williams and all those guys who played above and beyond. You mean those guys who did their job in the NBA Finals, and the only person that didn't do their job was LeBron? You mean that guys? Those guys who's depending on LeBron to do his job and he didn't do his job? But that's okay. He made it real quick. He didn't give him any hope that there would be a series. He got swept. And it wasn't even close. Well, the scenarios always change. The scenarios always change in those times. Oh well, y'all must have had Gooden in, I think. I'm sorry. I get those guys confused sometimes because I think they got traded for each other. So right. I mean, we love the game, but like I told you, I talk to NBA veterans. See, a lot of these guys aren't multimillionaires living in mansions. They live in nice homes, but they're not mansions. They got a nice house. Yeah, pretty much, but no. So no, that's what we always said. You got to look at the scenario. If you're Adam Silver in this scenario, what is he supposed to do? See, the NBA don't want to jump out here and get people sick without taking every precaution possible to come back. They thought they were going to be able to come back in May. Now it looks like they're going to resume in the middle of June because things are starting to dissipate in these places that they want to play at. But what they don't want is to have somebody go in and test positive because everybody's saying, well, you're going to have at least one or two guys test positive. So what the NBA has to do is gather a lot of tests for the players. So there's people that want to be tested and can't get testing done. So that's one. Now you got all these other people who not only can't get testing done, in the NBA, when they need tests, they can get it right away. That's a problem. Hey, I'm telling you like it is. Don't forget to hit the like button, dude. Y'all just got here. And subscribe. Remember, I told you guys there was players that didn't want to play. Bradley Beal playing with Kevin Durant. Did I hear anything about that? I heard it as only as a rumor. They want to get a third player. Bradley Beal was was I mean that's good for talk, but his contract is way too massive for them to bring him over. You know, if you're gonna have three guys getting 40 some million a year, you better deliver an NBA championship. I mean, Wall and Bradley Bill. For me, it was always different. I've always felt different. I mean, like everybody else say, look, we're gonna watch it because ain't nothing else on. So that's how people are. If you love basketball, you're probably gonna watch it anyway because ain't nothing else on. But for the actual fans, they don't really watch basketball anymore. No, it's insanity to believe that Adam Silver and all. No. See, the thing is, Adam Silver doesn't want that. What Adam Silver wants is Adam Silver wants mm-mm. Adam Silver wants the season to resume because they can't lose this television money. The television money is in the billions. You don't want to lose that money. You've already lost the tickets money, and that's 500 million. It's over 500 million for the tickets sales from the fans that they got to return money to. That's 500 million plus gone. Now you can't lose television also. Pippen was a role player. He was All-Star game MVP, but no, come on. Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, I thought they were the same guy. I'm just kidding. I missed it, but I'm gonna go back and watch it because I was actually doing an Instagram live when that happened. Well, in the 90s and 80s, guys had to know how to play. You had to know how to play. See, in the 90s, you had to know how to play. Now, today, the game is more one on one. Everybody's playing more of a one on one basketball game. That's it. So it's no more basketball really being played. Everyone's trying to take someone, go isolation, pick and roll one on one basketball, and get to the basket. There's no real plays being ran. It's kind of pathetic. And it's all about individuals and not the game. It's about this one guy, can he get 30? This one guy here gets 30. I mean, everybody's getting 30 and 15 now. So it's like, dude, 30 and 15 is nothing. A triple double is nothing. I'm seeing Steph Curry getting the 10 rebounds. And he's not even jumping for the rebounds or battling anybody for them. They're uncontested. So when you look at how many uncontested rebounds LeBron James will have, uncontested assists, you're gonna scratch your head and be like, man, why can't LeBron James do this every night? That's what I mean. James Harden averaged almost a triple double for a season, and he was averaging like almost 40 points a game for a season. But he had about like 15, 16 triple doubles, including a 50-point triple double. Russ averaged a triple double for 3 seasons. So why am I supposed to be impressed by LeBron? Then y'all supposed to tell me this lie when you tell them that. Well, LeBron's not a point guard. LeBron has the ball is in his hands more than any other player in the NBA. His own ball usage is higher than Russell Westbrook. See, this is what I was talking about. And then, see, if you got a great NBA coach, they could catch it like Jerry Sloan did, and it was in the game 6. See, the Bulls got away with this a lot. This is illegal defense, ladies and gentlemen. You got Michael Jordan stuck in lane, not guarding anybody. Dennis Rodman's already there. The ball's over here. He's being guarded. He's guarded. Howard Isley sees it. He's pointing at Michael Jordan like he's illegal. That's illegal defense. The Chicago Bulls got away with this a lot in their games. But if you want to coach, you didn't catch it. Jordan is illegal. He's not guarding anybody. The Bulls got away with this. So unless you were smart enough to know or point it out, they didn't get caught. This time they got caught. I mean, the player even pointed it out. He's illegal. And Jordan blames Dennis Rodman. Reminds you of somebody? Jordan was the one that was illegal. He blames Dennis Rodman. I'm over there. You got to get out of there. Dennis is like, man, I know the hell is the guy just didn't blame me for him being illegal. I'm Michael Jordan. I don't get those calls. You got to get out of there. If you see me coming, get out of there. I got it. I know this dude just didn't do that. See? They can't debate it with me though. Yeah, well, it's a lot different than what people make it out to be, man. Cal Kuzma is not. Here's the type. He likes to play in an offensive set that runs. Of course, he's going to play better with Lonzo because Lonzo could push and they play with speed. This Laker team can't play with speed because you got a 55,000-year-old guy bringing the ball up in LeBron James. He's not going to play in rhythm and speed. It's going to be more of a half court set. They don't play fast, they play slow. So anybody playing them, they want to run the game and speed the game up. That's how Golden State was able to beat Cleveland all those years. The reason why Golden State lost that playoff series is Steph Curry tore his knee up really bad and came back early. And when he came back early, normally he's supposed to be out for a couple of weeks. He came back and was in the playoffs. He didn't have any more lateral side to side movement. So he couldn't blow by LeBron and all those guys. So while LeBron thought he was holding Steph Curry down, Steph Curry had no takeoff. He barely had any lift on his 3-point shot, but his vertical movement was done. He was done. I know you ain't trying to hear it, but he didn't complain about it. He just came back the next year. And Michael Jordan, I mean, not Michael Jordan, but LeBron James is slipping all over the floor. He was tearing LeBron up both series. Absolutely. I think it'll be all right, man. It's an entirely different scenario, man. So I gotta get out of here and charge this phone. They sending me the alert. So we'll holler. Might do a stream lab tomorrow if everybody's nice.